am doing another reading vlog. I love doing reading vlogs. I feel like they're just so much fun because I can just rant and talk about the book I'm reading to you guys instead of just keeping it all in and then saving it for Goodreads at the end. So today I am reading dun 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 Wuthering Heights. Oh my goodness. I actually read this book for the first time when I was like 16 and I have not read it since then. So it is time for a reread. Also, this is the edition I have. The first one I read was like this really broken and weary penguin one that I had. Whereas this one is a beautiful one and it has like a little quote at the back. It is just beautiful. I'm actually going to be traveling to the moors where Wuthering Heights is set. It's gonna be like dark, gloomy, and I am planning to read this book when I am on the moors. This is gonna be an iconic reading vlog, so let's get to it. I have arrived in the place we're staying and I thought I would give some updates of my reading Wuthering Heights. I always want to say Wuthering Heights because I read this book that was called Wuthering Heights. It was like a Tallulah Casey book. I'll put it here, and it shaped who I am today. It's basically like a modern retelling of Wuthering Heights, but not, because like she went to a performance arts school. So anyway, completely off topic. So my thoughts. Okay, so I am 4 chapters in and I just wanted to say how iconic it is. Look at this name here. Look at this name. I wanted to say how iconic it is that the dog in Wuthering Heights is called Juno and my dog's called Juno. Obviously, like, these books are like 200 years old. So sometimes it can be hard to read because it's written in a very different style. And then we bring in this here. It's like written in the style of someone with a different British accent. How the heck am I meant to be able to read that? What are ye for? Tea meisters dine it. Fouled go on. Wow, I learned so much. How am I meant to... So half of this I haven't read this for a really long time. The film is very different in terms of like setting the story compared to the book. So in the book right now, all I've read is kind of this woman. I'm trying to like place it together. Has gone to see her landlord, which is Heathcliff. And she ended up staying there for the night and then got haunted by Kathy. Whereas I thought that I was reading it from Kathy's perspective. And I just think it's really interesting because it's kind of like written from like a detective point of view of like she's trying to figure out who Kathy is. But she's in like present day and it's all about the past. We shall continue. Okay, it is actually quite windy this morning, so I'm using my phone as a microphone. As you can tell, I am very tired, but I have been reading more of Wuthering Heights, and I thought I would give some more thoughts as to what I've been reading recently. Kathy switches from love-hate and the extremes 24/7. I can't even keep up. I'm like, does she love him? Does she hate him? For like 2 pages, she is talking about how much she hates him. And then on the page after, she says, I never saw Heathcliff last night, answered Catherine, beginning to sob bitterly. And if you do turn him out to the doors, so like send him outside, I'll go with him. But perhaps you'll never have an opportunity. Perhaps he's gone. Here she burst into uncontrollable grief, and the remainder of her words were inarticulate. This girl is like, if you send him out into the wilderness to die, I'll go with him, after like literally saying how much she hates him for a whole 2 pages. I mean, I already knew it, but like these are the most toxic characters possible. I actually ended up getting to my favorite quote in the book, while I was reading last night. This one is by far my favourite. So basically an update of where we are. Spoilers, you can skip if you don't want to hear the spoilers. Kathy has decided that she wants to marry Edgar Linton because he has money. Stupid girl. She's describing how she feels about Edgar versus Heathcliff, and she says, Nelly, but because he's more myself than I am, whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. That is like the most romantic thing in existence. And then she goes on to say, and Linton's is a different as Moonbeam. Moonbeam! This is where Benson Boone got his inspiration, was actually from Wuthering Heights. Who knew? Linton's as different as Moonbeam from lightning, or frost from fire. So she is basically saying that her and Heathcliff are like this. They are like the same person, and that's why they clash so much. And then Linton is like the complete opposite of her. But she's thinking, I'll do a logical thing by marrying Edgar Linton, but my soul and who I am needs to be with Heathcliff, and that girl should have listened to that. So now where I'm at, she is married to Edgar Linton. Heathcliff has gone off for 3 years doing who knows what and has come back rich. And now Heathcliff is pursuing Edgar Linton's sister. So then they're all going to become one little happy family. This is the most toxic book possible, honestly, because Heathcliff is just out for revenge. He is like, I am determined to stay in Kathy's life for as long as I can, and I don't care how it happens. It's great. It's great. It's spicy. In a not in that way. Oh, and also, Edgar has told Kathy that it is impossible for Kathy to have both him and Heathcliff in her life at the same time, and she has to make a decision. Well, if I cannot keep Heathcliff for my friend, if Edgar will be mean and jealous, I'll try to break their hearts by breaking my own. Girl, it's not that dramatic. This girl's like, if I can't have Heathcliff in my life, I shall die. But she's trashing him every single page. There's no winning. There is no winning. We are taking a quick trip to the moors because it is so misty and it's giving Wuthering Heights vibes, and I'm so ready. Literally, the mist is everywhere. Shall I frolic into the moors? Yes.
It's this tragic love story between Kathy and Heathcliff, and it takes place on these like really creepy moors in England, which I think represent the wildness of Heathcliff's character. I totally get symbolism.
This is such a coincidence, watching Friends, and it's talking about Wuthering Heights. It's crazy. It's time for an hour hike to Top Withens, which is actually meant to be the place that inspired Wuthering Heights, like the building where Kathy and Heathcliff lived. Crazy. Oh, Kathy! Oh, Heathcliff! On the haworth moors, where Wuthering Heights was set. I think where we're going is this building up here on the hill. I think that Edgar Linton lived in this section here, even though it's mythical and it's not actually real, because there's a whole grounds around here. And then Wuthering Heights is up there. Made it! It's cited as inspiration for Wuthering Heights. There it is. Imagine Heathcliff sitting there with my dog Juno. Our car is parked well beyond those trees over there. We have walked a long way to come to this building. Okay. Ah. Wow. Whoa. I'm actually kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. This is insane. This is so weird while reading the book. Being able to have this place in mind, it kind of feels like in my head this is how I envisioned it, and then like I'm here in person. This is just so weird. So I feel like this is the main house. Oh wow. Whoa, this is so interesting. Wow, it's not very big. It's quite a small house. So there's a story of Top Withins, which is what this building is called. Whoa. This is crazy. Wow. I think that might be one of the most beautiful shots I've ever taken. Look at him, he looks so happy. Hello! 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 I am back home. Halfway through that holiday, I actually ended up getting really ill. So I didn't film. I felt like I related to Kathy because I was having high fevers on the moors, and I was like, you know what is more Wuthering Heights than that? But I have 100 pages left, so I'm gonna share some of my thoughts that I read while I was ill. I actually completely forgot that there's a whole plot after, spoiler, after Kathy dies. I forgot there was like a whole plot. She dies halfway through the book. I thought she died at the end of the book. And also I completely forgot that she had a child and that Heathcliff had a child as well. Maybe it's because I watched the film so much. In my head, that's how it went. Literally the film ends like when she dies. Halfway through I was like, what? She died? Like what is the rest of the book about? I can't remember how it ends. This is gonna be interesting. She is literally on her deathbed and Heathcliff is like, you have killed yourself. Where's the comfort in that? That's crazy. You loved me, then what right had you to leave me? Imagine being on your deathbed and someone's like this. I have not broken your heart, you have broken it, and in breaking it, you have broken mine. Okay, he may be toxic, but that's really cute. I cannot, no, stop. I cannot live without my life. I cannot live without my soul. And he's talking about her and how like she's his life. This is like the yearning level that I love. Like dial it up all the way and that is my yearning level. But I don't know what's gonna happen to Heathcliff. Like how is he still alive? Like at the beginning of the book there's like him alive and like he's getting haunted. But like how is he alive and everyone else is dead? Because everyone's like, they're dropping like flies in this book. Also, I wanted to show that I went to a little store and I bought a little pin that I thought was very relevant to this video. But there was like a store in the place where Emily Bronte was born and lived. And it had all of like these Jane Austen and Bronte patches and pins. And this one was so cute. It's actually like the Wuthering Heights one. I'm a full-on fangirl, it's fine. I'm gonna continue reading and I feel like I'm just gonna like speed read it all in one sitting. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna finish this book. It's gonna get done. Wow. Okay, I have officially finished Wuthering Heights. Oh my goodness. I feel like that took so much effort to get through. It takes so much longer to get through a classic than it takes to a normal book. I absolutely love this book. I'm gonna say 100% like 5-star. I just love the story. Much preferred the first half to the second half when Kathy was still alive, because the second half is all about the children, and I feel like although a lot happened, like not a lot happened at the same time. And to have like the visual of what Wuthering Heights looked like, because like I went to the place that inspired it, it's just like insane. Like it just brought like a whole different perspective to the book. Like the dark and gloomy moors and everything, like it was just so nice to like witness it while reading it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog, and if you have any other suggestions for books that I should do a reading vlog to or series, then let me know in the comments and I will be sure to do more reading vlogs soon. So make sure you're subscribed to keep updated for when I upload them, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!